Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your February 2023 Tarot card and Astrology readings. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. For those of you who are new, my name is Jane. Thank you all so much for being here. So as always, each month we have both a tarot card reading and an astrology reading. And the timestamps for each segment will be found in the description box and the comment thread down below. You're welcome to watch for your sun, moon, or rising sign. And if you're here for love, don't forget to check out your Venus sign as well. If you are a subscriber on my website, janeinternational.com, please do not forget to log in to access the comprehensive reading. And if you would like more information on how to join, please see the description box in the comment thread down below for all the info. All right, let's go ahead and get into the reading. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your February 2023 tarot card reading. So we are starting off with a card from my intuitive deck. Let's take a look here. I'm feeling something kind of musical coming out for you right now. Something poetic, musical, something beautiful. Now, your life may just continue on as always this month. This may not necessarily be the most eventful month, but I do sense you're being pushed right now, Taurus, that there's something going on energetically, spiritually. It's kind of nudging you, trying to get you to move a little bit faster. I feel that your self-discipline and your hard work and whatever else, it might be getting in the way. Now, I'm not telling you to not do those things, but I'm also trying to tell you to not prioritize discipline and hard work so much that it creates a bunch of noise in your life. And it doesn't give you time or space to really open yourself up to really hear what it is that your inner voice is trying to tell you. Because right now that Uranus North Node conjunction, I'm calling it a portal, right? Uranus and North Node have been conjunct since the very beginning of August. They are officially separating now. And as they are separating, I feel that you are starting to see just exactly what was shifting for you over the past 6 months. Now, you may have a conscious idea of what's happened, but from an energetic or a metaphysical standpoint, I think you have no idea. So those tailwinds are starting to come and to push you. And what I'm saying, I feel it's musical or poetic. It almost feels miraculous in some way, shape, or form. Like there's the potential for some incredibly unexpected, but also great things to happen. And those unexpected great things could take you to that perfect, quote unquote, perfect job that you've been wanting for forever, or that client that is willing to pay you that amount of money, or that love of your life that you actually can build a sustainable relationship with, or, there are a myriad of other things. So this is what this tailwind is kind of coming in and catching your wings, and it's helping you to travel faster. And it's something that is so beyond your realm of control. Like I said, discipline and hard work, it's great. But I also know that it might be distracting you. If let's just use this as an example. Let's say there's a concert you really want to go to, but you also really need to get this thing done for a client that you're working with. So you have a choice. Do you prioritize your client, or do you prioritize that type of pleasure? Now, discipline and hard work would say, of course, do the work, of course, get the client taken care of. But your soul might be like, go to the concert. So you have to be very discerning and understand how that inner voice is really working, because there may be something that triggers or ignites or inspires you at that concert that you might not get when your head is buried in your work. Okay, so you have to be, I'm not saying to completely shirk all your responsibilities. You definitely don't want to do that. But I also don't want to see you missing out on opportunities to be highly receptive. We have fortitude, which is a card of strength. There's a component of perseverance here. Don't give up on yourself. Now, I'm talking about miraculous things happening, things that you never could have guessed. It does feel that things are still in the works. So I'm not saying that absolutely everything is going to actualize in February. It will not. It will materialize slowly over the course of probably this whole year, but especially over the course of the next few months between February, March, and April, while we have 0 retrogrades happening. So you still have to stay focused, and you still have to have some kind of a direction with your life. Now, whenever this card does come out, it may signify something challenging that comes out as well. That while this beautiful stuff is going on, and while beautiful things are manifesting, you may have to deal with the fallout. Now, every time we manifest something, sometimes it feels like there's an unexpected consequence or an unwanted consequence sometimes, where in order to get to this place over here, this thing over here needs to be destroyed. So you may have to deal with the destruction of something, have to deal with someone not being very happy about it or something like that. But just know that any sort of adversarial things that come your way is happening because it needs to clear the path, okay? Or your path needs to be cleared, rather, if I could say that properly. So what else is going on in the environment for Taurus for February 2023? What is going on in Taurus environment? We have the Princess of Wands, like the Page of Wands in a traditional tarot deck. I love... Now, this is environmental, so this is not your energy. This is what's going on around you. This is another person. Now, pages do often represent messengers, but this deck is a little bit different. There's a feminine quality here. There's also a playfulness and a passion. There's a fulfillment here. There's a little bit of naivete with this as well, where it's just kind of living life in a really spontaneous and impetuous kind of way. You may know someone like that. Now, this is kind of opposite of everything that I was talking about with you. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. It just kind of is. I think you're having to, maybe it is a little bit of butting heads. Maybe you are coming head to head with someone who just really operates in a completely different manner. This may be immature or it may be mature. It's just different. Okay, if it's immature, it's going to drive you absolutely bonkers that this person does not get their life together already. If it's mature, you may have a little bit of jealousy that they can and are able to live so whimsically. Because it is a very whimsical existence for this Princess of Wands, because she literally follows her heart. But I do think regardless of how this manifests, there's an example being set here for you, Taurus, and this is clearly a teacher for you right now, where you have to understand that even though this person may drive you up the wall and really kind of like fingernails down a chalkboard kind of thing, there is something to be learned. There's something to be extracted, and they are showing up in your life very specifically to show you how to live with your heart. This is not about logic. This is not about rationalization. This is not about expecting life to look the way you think it's going to look. This is about miracles. Okay? This is about the adventure in more ways than we can count. And really loosening your grip on those reins and letting your horse run free. Okay? What else for Taurus? What else does Taurus need to know for February? We have Ace of Coins, Page of Coins, Okay, see what I mean with the page and the ace? Now, the ace is just like a potential something. It's not necessarily a full-on something. It's like it's an open door and that's it. And it depends on what you do with it. You're going to have a couple chances. Like if someone tries to, let's say you own a business. Okay, they want to be a client. They may come to you a couple of times. If you're trying to date, this might be someone who really likes you a lot and tries to come, but they don't want to come into your life aggressively. They want to, sort of ease in. There's definitely gentle energy coming through with both of these. But I think these are signs for you, Taurus. They're signs that this growth is happening, that this tailwind is behind you, and that you are being pushed forward. And these are just, like billboards on the side of the road saying, hey, Taurus, this is where you're headed. You're headed toward greater financial abundance. You're headed toward more real things. This is what I'm saying with the manifestations taking a while. It's not about actualizing everything right now, but they are going to start to creep in. They're going to start to filter in. The past 6 months have been really powerful for all of us, but especially for you. Okay? It happened in your sign after all. Now that's not even a transit anymore, but I just need you to remember that happened. That Uranus North Node conjunction happened. It happened, and you also had Mars retrograde happening in your second house, which is a house of money. And now Mars is starting to go direct. It's starting to accelerate, and it's starting to bring in the opportunities that felt stunted when Mars was retrograde. So this is real. You are entering into that new level, that new chapter, and it's better up here. But it does mean you're going to have to let something go. This is what I mean. This is kind of that unintended consequence. It's like when you start operating at a higher level or earning more money, or you start associating with people who are, owners and CEOs rather than lower level employees. Like when you start associating with different people, you're going to lose some people too. So you're going to have to deal with the fact that there is going to be some loss. Now, right now, Venus is in Pisces. She's going to come into contact with Neptune. And then on the 18th, when she comes into, on the 20th, she comes into Aries, which is going to be 12th house activation for you. So you really do have kind of this whole month of February, some indicators in your chart that things are needing to leave. They're needing to leave and to be surrendered and to be like it's time for them to exit your life. So yeah, there may be a little bit of mourning. There may be a little bit of sadness or regret. But again, with this fortitude, you have to stay strong. This is not about getting the world to look the way you think it's going to look, but rather enjoying the world as it's unfolding for you. Like I say, it's very poetic and musical. There's a lot of inexplicability about this. Nine of Coins, Two of Cups. Clearly that one wanted to come out, and a King of Swords. Now, Nine of Coins really mirrors the Ace of Coins as well. There's a material abundance of some kind coming in. Now, remember, this Ace of Coins is a product. It's an effect of a lot of the choices that you've made over the past several months. So this is not a surprise, and I don't think you will be surprised by that Ace of Coins. But sometimes people, now this I don't always see with Taurus, but I do see it with a lot of other people where you'll manifest something, and then when it shows up, you're like, oh, I'm not ready. And then you kind of push it away. Don't do that. It's not the time for that. This is a time to grab it, to reach out, to grab it, to bring it into your life. Hopefully, over the past few years, Taurus, you've had some experience with that. But it's trying to take you to this Nine of Coins. It's trying to take you to this place of extraordinary comfort. All right. Now, this can mean a lot of different things. It doesn't just have to be money. This is all sorts of comfort, material and emotional alike. So there's a lot of goodness here. But this really is for you. This doesn't necessarily have anything to do with anybody else. So if if you have a spouse, this is like helping you. This is you at your job. This is you in your household. It's like where you are in charge. It's your realm that you're in charge of. That's where that goodness is coming from. Wherever it is that you are standing in your power. Doesn't mean you can't share it. And I think with this Two of Cups, it means yes, you do. Now, I feel that this Princess of Wands, it is, I feel like this may be a connection with the Two of Cups, that you may have a conversation with this Princess of Wands. You may also have a conversation with this King of Swords. I feel that both of these types of people are offering really different perspectives. And even though these people may not, especially the Princess of Wands, this one may not stay in your life. This feels very transient, in and out, just sort of comes in and then it leaves. This is not anything to be that, grab. Like, you definitely don't want to grab onto this Princess of Wands because they're going to be in and out really fast. King of Swords probably has more of a permanent presence in your life, but either way, there does seem to be a really positive exchange that happens between the two of you. There seems to be, at minimum, a conversation. More than that, some of you may develop a good connection. Now, it might be a good connection with this King of Swords. It could be a creative connection, like you sit down with a potential client, right? With all this stuff up here. Sit down with a potential client, you connect, you click, they sign the paperwork, and you get started right away. It could be a potential lover for some of you, where you may have known this person for a while, or you just go out on a first date, whatever the case is, and it just seems to work. And I do like this King of Swords presence for you. I'll see what comes out underneath it. Because I feel that this is the catalyst. This King of Swords is the catalyst for this Five of Cups. That this, like when you come into contact with this King of Swords, I really, really hope this manifests for everybody. But I think choices do have a lot to do with this. If you do not start to accept these Ace of Coins, Taurus, it's going to be very hard to get to this next set of cards. Okay? It really all depends on how willing you are to take this and to let people give to you right now. If you're totally willing and you're ready to really go up that ladder, this is amazing stuff, okay? But by connecting with this King of Swords, it sort of solidifies or set in stone that these cups have officially spilt. That there's something that is done and gone and will never come back, and it's over, and you can never get it back, even if you wanted to. It's pretty a harsh reality, I think, Taurus, for you. But I feel that this was the cost. Now, I don't always believe that there's a cost for everything you want, but I guess we could argue both sides, yes and no. But I think in this case, there had to be room for this good stuff here. And that means maybe some people had to lose or miss out, or they had to leave, or they had to, you had to completely sever from them, or leave that place, or leave that company, or whatever the case is. There may be some guilt, but I don't want to have you sitting here in this, intense state of compunction, right? We want you to be grateful and glad and fully accepting of this. There's no sense in worrying about the past. And maybe, again, that's why that Princess of Wands is coming up, because this is someone who does not wallow in the past at all. King of Swords extracts and learns from the past, but neither of them are sitting around worrying about all the things they could have or should have done. They're just moving on. So Taurus is a fixed sign. This might be something a lesson that it's really important for you to learn right now. But in a love context, for those of you who are interested in that, the reason why I like the King of Swords is because they are still different from you. They offer a really nice complement to your personality, but they also there's something comfortable about them. When you connect with them, you feel safe. They feel safe with you. You could pretty much tell them anything. There's a meeting of the minds. There's an intellectual communication, but there is also kind of just this higher understanding of what life is and what it takes to become what it is you need to become. This is someone who will challenge you to be your best in the way that you will challenge them to be their best as well. And this is someone with whom you truly can grow with, because that's all they're interested in, is growth and doing things better and moving on to the next thing. Now, that's not derogatory in any way. It's not that they're wanting more just for the sake of more. They're not greedy. It's just that's the personality. This is an Aquarian quality. I'm not saying it will be an Aquarius, but this is someone who just is accepting that life is full of so many possibilities, and they want to experience as many as they can. And they would prefer to do it with someone they truly love and respect, as would you. King of Swords certainly gets you out of your comfort zone too, and I think you would challenge them to do the same. King of Cups. Look at all these coins everywhere. Taurus. I don't know what you have going on. I don't know what's going on with your work or your businesses or your spouses or whatever it is, but there are good things turning. Really, really good. This is what you've been working for. You deserve to be here. If you get invited somewhere, I'm just going to say this, like if you get invited to an event, like a black tie something, I know this is really specific and will not apply to everybody, but if you do, I want you to show up looking and feeling as amazing as you possibly can. Okay? I think there might be an opportunity in a setting like that for you. It will also take time to grow, but it's about planting seeds. And right now, if you can plant seeds, now here we are in an Aquarius season, 10th house energy. We want to plant seeds that can start to sprout in the spring, like Taurus season, Aries Taurus season, okay? Now, here's a King of Cups with a King of Swords. I'm kind of feeling like this is all you. On each side of the Two of Cups here. So this feels like you. I immediately felt this was someone else. But again, the two kings coming together, there's a mutual understanding of each other's complexity. There's a mutual understanding of each other's desires and each other's goals. And I think you each have lofty goals for yourself. You want to have this incredible experience, be it love, be it finances, be it lifestyle, family, children, beautiful homes, deep spirituality, connectedness with God, all of it. Like, why not all of it? That's what the 10 of coins really is. And this is what you share with other people. This is just for you. Like I was saying, this is just for you. But Taurus, I know you don't want this just for you. You want this so you can share it with someone. But you also want someone who's not going to come into this 9, 10 of coins place and mooch off of you. You want someone who's going to contribute so that this 10 of coins can continue to grow and grow and grow and grow. It seems like you may have met that person, or you're in the process of meeting that person. This may be, like I say, a company as well. Like King of Swords could be a company, a new boss, someone that hires you. If you are someone who is like an independent talent, it could be a manager, a producer, a director, something. For some reason, I'm thinking acting. I don't know why, but you're something along those lines. Because not only will it be lucrative for you, but it will be lucrative for them too. This is a situation where everybody wins. Everybody makes money, everybody succeeds, everybody elevates themselves. So, and here's that speed. This is what I'm saying. There's tailwind back here, Taurus. There's something pushing you. And there's no way for you to look forward and really predict what this is unless this is already happening for you. You know, like I'm envisioning, like when, like Paris, I'm aging myself a little bit here, but remember when like Paris Hilton and even the Kardashians, when they were starting to get famous, it was like this whole process of, well, first they had like the scandalous tape out there, right? So they put that out there, but then they started strategizing, right? There were perfumes, there were clothing lines, there were skincare things, there were all these different types of spin-off businesses. I kind of feel like that's what's going on here, okay? And you're just making that initial push to get yourself out there in some way. But you would be very hard pressed to actually predict where this is really going. It's going to go fast. Once it starts, which it already has, once this Ace of Coins comes in, it's going to start going to like the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And before you know it, 3 years from now, you're going to be in a completely different place. This is not a time to reject opportunities, right? Fortitude. You have to proceed with courage. This is not about, and I know I'm talking to fixed earth. I know you're a Taurus. I know the stereotype is that you're stubborn, and I totally get it, but you don't want to be so stubborn that you shoot yourself in the foot, that you prevent yourself from having this incredible life and potentially having this incredible life with someone else and helping someone else also have this incredible life. Okay? I am so excited for Taurus. This is when it all truly begins. Okay, let's pull out the clarifiers. So for those of you who are new here, the cards I'm about to pull out are the cards we'll cover in the comprehensive, all the info down below. We usually talk for another 25 to 30 minutes about all these cards. So there's kind of like an extra full reading here. We get pretty in depth. So we'll pull out the cards here with you guys. We've got the Three of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Two of Swords for what else the universe needs from you. So what else is going on in the environment that you need to be aware of, Taurus? What else is going on in the environment for Taurus for February? We have the Hierophant, the High Priestess, and a lot of major arcana coming out there in that environment. Okay, oops, just dropped a card. Now for this Ace of Coins, what does Taurus need to know about this Ace of Coins? We have Seven of Wands. Okay, there does seem to be a fight against that Ace of Coins. Another Three of Wands, but that's the ticket. The very thing you're fighting against is the ticket. I have another page of, another High Priestess, we have an Ace of Wands. We have a Knight of Coins. Four of Wands. Another page. Eight of Swords. Okay. Death. Why do I feel like this is a huge initiation for Taurus? I feel like this is a big deal. Empress. We have the Ace of Swords. Taurus, it feels like you are being initiated into like a new club or something. We have the Sun. Three of Swords. There's the Strength card. Okay. Tower. Knight of Swords. Nine of Cups. Seven of Coins. The Emperor. And the Magician. Love that for the King of Cups. Five of Coins. Eight of Coins. And a Knight of Wands. Queen of Coins. Hierophant. Another Hierophant. And a Page of Cups. A lot of pages for you today. Okay, so this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive. So if you want to join, info down below. Thank you so much, Taurus. You guys know I love and adore you. Have an amazing month, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your February 2023 astrology reading. Now, this is a very exciting month. We have every planet moving direct, all right? And as we make our way into February, Mercury is moving pretty fast. Mars is even continuing to start to accelerate. We also have Uranus accelerating as well. So this is a month where things, I'm not saying everything is going to go perfectly or according to plan, but it is a month where we have this ability to just keep it going, to keep that momentum going faster and faster and faster. Our minds hopefully are working well. Now, if you suffer from like brain fog or fatigue or anything like that, that may not necessarily be as strong for you. Highly recommend doing whatever you need to do to get that diagnosed and figured out so you don't have to deal with that. Been there. I know it super sucks, but if you're feeling healthy and you're feeling well, a lot of movement is possible for you, Taurus. Okay, now the biggest thing that's really going on are mostly conjunctions. Okay, but before we get to all of that, I want to talk about the North Node and Uranus. Now, these two, North Node is a point. This point and the planet Uranus have been conjunct for several months, for about 6 months, really since the very beginning of August. Now they're starting to separate, meaning this North Node is going to continue to go backwards like this, in that clockwise direction, and Uranus is going to start to go, or is going forward in this counterclockwise position like this. So they're officially moving apart. Now, this has been what I've been calling a portal. Just basically, that's like a fancy word of saying a period of time where things are more easily changed and you are more likely to align with your destiny. Now, that may not have, and I say destiny not in a mystical, magical fairy tale kind of way. Okay, a destiny is driven by incredible desire. Now, you may have taken really small steps over the past 6 months. I'm not saying that Taurus, now some of you may have, but Taurus may have taken, small little baby steps, a few little adjustments here and there. But what happens, even with small adjustments, is it starts to compound, kind of like a compound interest effect, right? The effects of those changes starts to compound and the variation of path starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, you're only going to just now start to see the real manifestations of the adjustments that you made over the past 6 months. So this is exciting stuff because you know what you've wanted, you know where you've wanted to go, you know you've wanted to fall in love, you've wanted to make more money, you've wanted to be out there in the world in some new way, shape, or form. And those opportunities are slowly trickling in for you. The more you grab them, the more you take advantage of them, the likelier it is to speed up over the next few months. Now, we also have the sun coming into this conjunction with Saturn in your 10th house this month as well. Mercury is going to be joining in after it conjuncts with Pluto, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But the sun coming into this conjunction with Saturn really represents, and it's also going to be in a beautiful trine. Actually, well, moving into February, we're coming off of this trine with Mars, but even just zodiac sign to zodiac sign, Aquarius to Gemini, this is both air, which means they are in a trining relationship, which is harmonious. Tells me that Taurus is in a position right now to get a lot done and to accomplish a lot, although Saturn does tend to slow things down. Slow, methodical, but there's longevity. Okay, some people don't like the slow, methodical way of Saturn because they tend to really like to power forward. Saturn can be annoying for some and really appreciated by others. But the goal of Saturn is not to just build things willy-nilly, but to build things that last and that can create wealth. As much as Saturn can create problems, he is still a planet where wealth comes in. All right, we can't forget that. He comes in through things that we build. So he actually does represent physical buildings and land, like property, that kind of thing. But if you are a builder of businesses or a builder of anything, Saturn comes in as like, all right, it's time for you to build something that is going to enhance your fortune. And the sun is coming into conjunction here this month to help you to focus and stay structured and stay disciplined with a great deal of temperance, meaning there's not a lot of emotional upheaval going on here, but you just simply do it. And there's a lot of desire to do it because this is something you genuinely want for your life, because this is something you've been stewing about for the past 6 months. So now is the time to really put your money where your mouth is and to actually apply and to implement and to execute on things. Mars is now going direct, and he's in this, again, beautiful trining situation with the Aquarius stuff. And he is in Gemini, which requires movement. So we are needing to move around. Okay, we're needing to move around. We're needing to, now for you, this might also be financial, moving money around for some of you, okay? You take resources from one area, like a savings account, and you put it in another area, like a business, okay? You take money from this account, and you move it into an investment account that has a, maybe a higher risk, but also a greater chance of reward, something along those lines. Not financial advice here. I'm just saying this is time for you to move things around, to move your resources around so that you can build something really great. Now, this is all being coupled by Venus also coming into this conjunction with Neptune this month. Now, she enters Aries on the 20th, which is just a couple days after the beginning of Pisces season. But I do like Venus conjunct Neptune because this is where we are able to dream. For you, there may be an energy of community and wanting to belong and dreaming of being a part of something much bigger than yourself, or building something that can be much bigger than just yourself. Venus and Neptune can get really in the clouds, okay? High level, big dreams, things that don't make sense to anybody but you. Logical or realistic people in your life will listen to you and be like, you are insane. What are you talking about? There's no way you could possibly do that with where you're at, But this is where you have to be strong and courageous and say, I don't want to listen to what other people have to say. I want to dream this big. I want to dream this big, and I want to operate in this realm of possibility because it is possible, right? There are a lot of things. There's a famous saying, I forget, someone famous said it, I can't remember, but it's like, if you, like in the beginning, they'll call you crazy, but then when you do it, they call you genius, kind of thing. Like, it's impossible to them, but then you go out and you actually do it, and then, oh my gosh, what a genius you are. Like, okay, this is your genius fantasy, your genius idea that no one will understand, but you in your heart know to some degree that this is meant for you. And it may seem far-fetched, and you may have no freaking clue how the heck you're going to do it, but that's when you rely upon powers larger and more intelligent than yourself. All right? But you are aligned, and I think the minuscule or big, depending on wherever you are, the adjustments that you've made over the past 6 months actually are supporting this dream. It's like, because you made those adjustments, that's why you're allowing yourself to dream this big. And the Sun and Saturn are here to say, okay, let's figure out, or maybe not even figure out how we're going to do it, but let's just start laying the first brick, and then we can go from there. Or let's start by putting pen to paper. Let's just start by mapping it out the way we think it might go. It's about at least taking that initiative. We have to take initiative this month. Otherwise, we're just completely wasting this astrological support. If you are in any kind of a situation where you're feeling a little bit on the lazy side, or I'm not saying don't take your rest. If you need rest, please take it. But this is not a time to escape into books or TV. Now, books, fantasy, okay? It's not a time to escape into TV or into your whatever, like, non-productive world. It's not a time for that. It is a time you can still escape and be alone, but I want you to do it productively. Do your productive hobbies, like whatever it is. Maybe you have like gardening, or maybe you like to cook, or maybe you like to fix cars, or whatever the case is. Like, those are productive hobbies that can also help you to channel really, really cool ideas. Now, the last one I want to talk about here is Mercury coming into this conjunction with Pluto and then making its way into Aquarius. Now, this is the last time a planet, well, the moon doesn't count, but this is the last time that a planet is going to come into a conjunction with Capricorn, with Pluto in Capricorn, as he makes his very last stretch through Capricorn and on into Aquarius. Now, remember, I did post a big video, 2023 through 2026, where we talk about this. He will go back and forth a couple of times between Aquarius and Capricorn. So he doesn't fully settle in Aquarius until the very end of 2024. However, this is still a really big deal because he's officially touching ground in this whole new environment, which he hasn't been here for 250 years, 248 years. So this is a big deal. So this is the last time. And the fact that this is Mercury, which is the last contact, almost I'm hearing like last words. Like, this is Pluto's opportunity to deliver his last wish for you as he finishes out his stay, his residency, if you will, in Capricorn. So ideas, healing messages, information that you need to move on, information you need to help you let go or to forgive or to surrender or anything like that is all on the table for you, Taurus. And then Mercury comes into the 10th house and that energy immediately switches. Now that's happening on the 11th. So just, a week and a half into February, boom, Mercury comes in, switches gears, and is immediately in future focused, endeavor driven Aquarius. Okay. Aquarius is really, it's really penetrative. Think of a spaceship penetrating the darkness of outer space. Okay, it goes in, it explores, it goes so far beyond anything you've ever done before. And that is what you're building with this Sun conjunct Saturn. And Mercury is here to deliver the kind of the missing pieces, if you will, that Pluto gives that message to Mercury, and then he makes his way to deliver it here so that you can truly build something sustaining. I think I said last but not least, but not quite. We still have to talk about Mercury conjunct Chiron. Jupiter conjunct Chiron, rather. Now, Jupiter is in conjunction the whole month. Okay, technically a conjunction is like 8 degrees. So as we begin February 1st, we see that that's only 6 degrees apart. So we are already experiencing that as we come in to February. Now, Chiron is going to expose our insecurities, and Jupiter is going to magnify them. So if you are not feeling doubt, or if you are not feeling that unsure or uneasiness, like you're an exception. You're an exception. Pretty much everyone is going to be feeling like, I don't know, can I really do it? Am I good enough? Am I smart enough? I don't really know if I should. Is it safe? Am I financially secure enough to do it? Am I willing to be vulnerable? I don't know. I can't tell. It's just going to be the way of it. And if you're not feeling that, that's good. But if you do, okay, you're putting yourself out there in a whole new way now. And if you're struggling, what's actually happening is you are healing. All that insecurity stuff is a good sign. It's a sign that you are going beyond your boundary. It's a sign that you are pushing yourself. And it's a sign that you are growing, and it's a sign that you are familiarizing yourself with your new reality, which means you are healing from everything that kept you in a certain place for so long. Now, I'm not saying no Taurians have experienced growth over the past 15 years with Pluto in Capricorn. I know you have. I know a lot of Taurians that have gone, often gotten married and had children. I've known a lot of Taurians that have gone and been very successful with their businesses. They've grown wealth. They've built families. They've gone out and traveled the world. So I'm not saying you've been officially standing still, but there is still something that has capped you. You've been capped off by something. And this is your opportunity, actually, for everyone, not just Taurus, but this is the moment where we start to realize, or we get a taste of what it looks like on the other side of that cap. Something that we didn't realize was like kind of getting, like a balloon, right? We didn't realize that balloon, that there was a barrier around us, but now all of a sudden we start to see more clearly. It's like we're close enough to the edge that we can tell there's something over there. We can tell there's something just beyond. So now we're curious. And of course, Mercury in Aquarius is extremely curious, right? They want to know. Mercury in Aquarius wants to know things. It wants to experiment. It wants to play. It wants to adventure. It wants to go out there. So we're all feeling that restlessness there. And of course, this stuff in Aquarius is also going to be squaring Uranus in your sign. So that agitation and that desire for revolution, quote unquote, is going to be strong as well. Eventually, the sun will make his way into Pisces, and that kind of energy will shift. Of course, the sun comes into Pisces on the 18th of February. and that will activate that 11th house. So again, something going on with your community and your social groups. Taurus, if you have been really in your own space for a while, this is a fantastic time for you to get out there and start associating with new groups of people. Okay? All right, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much, Taurus. I love and adore you. Have an amazing February, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.